అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today is another good day. We are going to have a new topic, Puranas, from Dr. VB Raju garu. This is a new topic, the Mahabharatam, which is gone for last 4 days. One more day is left. That will be done on 29th of this month. We will start this program with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Request Challa Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayajasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Suprajyosna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Arun Kumar ji to chant Prarthana, please.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sarvebhyah Namo Namaha. Let us do 1 minute meditation. It's Om. 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 Om Gananam Tva Ganapatidum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannotibhis Sida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinamavatriyavato. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurureva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave. Na Guroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mam Pahi Guro. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. శంకరం శంకరాచార్యం కేశవం బాదరాయణం సూత్రభాష్యకృతౌ వందే భగవంతౌ పునః పునః ఈశ్వరో గురురాత్మేతి మూర్తిభేద విభాగిని వ్యోమవద్వ్యాప్తదేహాయ దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम शांति 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 मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम
ధన్యవాదములండి అరుణ్ కుమార్ గారు.
थैंक यू सर.
Thank you. Now I will introduce the speaker to all of you. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Bhaskar Raju garu. I will introduce him in Telugu language and post the English version in the group. డాక్టర్ భాస్కర్ రాజు గారి పరిచయం, ఈయన వృత్తిపరంగా ఆర్థోపెడిక్ సర్జన్. వృత్తిపరంగా బిజీగా ఉన్న తనకు దొరికే ఖాళీ సమయంలో గత దశాబ్ద కాలంగా అనేక గ్రంథాలను పుస్తకాలను చదువుతూ ఆధ్యాత్మికమైన ఆస్తికమైన విషయాలపైన సృష్టి, మానవ చరిత్ర మరియు ఇతర మానవాతీతమైన విషయాలను పైన తర్కబద్ధమైన పరిశోధన చేయుచున్నారు. పుట్టింది హిందూ కుటుంబంలో అయినా నాస్తికుడుగానే ఉన్నారు. తన వంశపు మర్యాదలను పద్ధతులను పాటిస్తూ శాస్త్ర దృక్పథం కలిగి ఉన్నారు. సైన్స్ విద్యార్థి కావున ప్రతి విషయాన్ని తర్కబద్ధంగా ఆలోచించే నైజం కలిగి ఉన్నవారు. తాను మంచి వక్తగా అనేక ఆరోగ్య సమస్యలపైన ఉపన్యాసాలను ఇవ్వటమే కాకుండా కొన్ని స్వచ్ఛందం సంస్థల ద్వారా అనేకమైన సేవా కార్యక్రమంలో కూడా పాలు పంచుకొని ఉన్నారు. 2013వ సంవత్సరంలో కొందరు స్నేహితులతో సరదాగా జరిగిన చర్చ తనను ఆధ్యాత్మిక మత పరిశోధన వైపు మళ్లించింది. మత గ్రంథాలను, సనాతన గ్రంథాలను చదువుతూ అనేక విషయాలను తెలుసుకున్నారు. దేశం పైన, సనాతన ధర్మం పైన జరిగే కుట్రలను గుర్తించి వక్రీకరించబడిన మన దేశ చరిత్రను కూడా తెలుసుకొని బాధపడ్డారు. భయంకరమైన రీతిలో జరుగుతున్న మత మార్పిడులను చూసి చలించిపోయారు. అందుకే తనకు తెలిసిన సత్యాన్ని ప్రజలకు చేరవేయడానికి సోషల్ మీడియా ద్వారా ప్రచారం చేశారు. 2019 నుండి పుస్తక రచనలను కూడా మొదలుపెట్టారు. 2019లో ఋగ్వేద అనువాదాన్ని మొదలుపెట్టారు. 2023 వరకు క్రైస్తవానికి బైబిల్కి సంబంధించిన 5 గ్రంథాలను రచించారు. సంపూర్ణ ఋగ్వేద అనువాదము 3100 పేజీలతో 2022వ సంవత్సరం ఫిబ్రవరిలో విడుదల అయింది. సనాతన ధర్మంలో ముడుపులు లేవు అనే ఈ గ్రంథం 2021 చివరిలో మొదలుపెట్టారు. ఈ గ్రంథం అటు హిందువులకే కాదు, ఇతర మతాలలో ఉంటూ లేక నాస్తికులని చెప్పుకునే వారికి కూడా ఒక మార్గదర్శనం అవుతుందని భావించుతున్నాను. 2022వ సంవత్సరంలో మొదలుపెట్టిన శుక్ల యజుర్వేదం ఈ నెలలో విడుదలైంది. తాజాగా డాక్టర్ అంబేద్కర్ గారు రచించారని చెబుతున్న రిడిల్స్ ఇన్ హిందూయిజం పైన ఒక గ్రంథాన్ని మొదలుపెట్టారు. డాక్టర్ భాస్కర్ రాజు గారు రాబో కాలంలో మరిన్ని గ్రంథాలు రావాలని ఆశించుకుందాం. సోషల్ మీడియాలో కూడా ప్రజలను చైతన్యపరచడంలో ముందుండాలని కోరుకుందాం. With this, I have introduced, though it is in Telugu. I will post this, whatever I have read, in English also. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming and sparing time at a short notice. So we had a problem with that he has to attend some important function. So requested you at a short notice. Thank you so much for accepting and mobilizing us. And I request you to start the seminar, please.
Thank you, Guruji. It is a big introduction for a small person like me. Anyway, thank you so much. And all the people who are interested in learning what is Sanatana Dharma. The studying Sanatana Dharma becomes more important today because there are a lot of people, maybe with political affiliations, who want to question what is Sanatana Dharma. And there are persons who are comparing Sanatana Dharma with diseases. That is more important for us to learn what is Sanatana Dharma and question their intent. So, coming to Puranas, learning Puranas is very, very important because Puranic literature is very, very vast. It is so vast that to understand it, it is easy, but to totally comprehend in one's lifetime is practically impossible. Because there are 18 main Puranas and 18 Upapuranas. Almost when you totally calculate them, it will be more than 4 lakh slokas. And to understand each Purana in depth and correlate them is very, very difficult. So, and that is the reason. And the other reason is most of the Puranas, they are translated by either British people, Britishers, or people who are left-leaning. Unfortunately, you know that most of these two people, they did lot of interpolations, maybe wrong translations. So that is more important. And unfortunately, even 18 Puranas, the total translations are not available as on today also. I have most of the Puranas, but still I don't have Padma Purana, Skanda Purana. All these Puranas are not available in the market also, even in English. So that's a problem. So I have a small presentation so that I will show. So Puranic literature is very, very vast. So what I am doing right now is I will categorize Puranic literature into 5 headings so that you can easily understand them. And a lot of people bring conflicts between Puranas and also the Vedas. So is there any contradiction between Vedas and Purana Itihasas? When I say Puranas, Itihasas, they go together. So is there any contradiction? There are some people who claim that only you should follow Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas can be interpolated. So we should not take them into consideration. There are a lot of people, even our own Hindu organizations, who say we cannot trust Puranas. So that's why I put as first subheading. And then a lot of people claim that whatever gods we are worshipping now, for example, Ram or Krishna or whatever avatars are there, they are not found in Vedas. So why are they not found in Vedas? And the third thing is, most of the people claim that who is your God? Because you are a polytheistic religion. So who is the supreme God according to Puranas and Itihasas? And then there are a lot of misconceptions when you are reading Puranas. People interpret some Puranas in a different way and they try to denigrate our religion. So that's why we should learn what are called as Tamasika Puranas. And then, of course, I told about contradictions in Puranas. Trust me, there are no contradiction in Puranas. I have been reading Puranas since last 13 to 13 years like that, or approximately 11 years. I have not found any contradiction in any Purana. It is surprising because 4 lakh slokas, 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas, still there is no contradiction. So this is something which is very, very wonderful. And it will also give a lot of interest to you because once you read Puranas, we find a lot of logic in Puranas. So the first point, does Vedas contradict Puranas? Because there are some organizations, I hate to take their name, but still I should inform you that there are some organizations called Arya Samaj, and then there is something called Brahma Samaj. It is not wrong to teach Vedas, but thing is, if you teach Vedas and say only Vedas is Pramanika and Puranas and all that, they are wrong. All these avatars are wrong. They are not gods, they are humans. So in fact, you are denigrating your own religion. So we should not do that. Of course, you know the four Vedas which have, you already know the name. And then each Veda has 4 parts: Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So some people consider only the Samhita, that is the mantra bhaga, only as authenticated. The other things are not authenticated. So that is also wrong, because when we say Purana, when we say Veda, it includes all these 3. And of course, Upanishad is the ultimate philosophy, which Vedanta, which speaks about the God and his form, his nature, everything. Of course, we already know that there are 3 parts in Vedas: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Bhakti Kanda. Of course, and a lot of people say that Bhakti movement has come in 15th century. There are a lot of mantras in Rigveda itself which talks about Bhakti. So, because I have studied Veda, that's why I can say so confidently. So, coming to Puranas, there is no contradiction between Vedas and Puranas. Only thing is, Puranas, it doesn't totally talk about avatars or Puranic literature. It mentions here and there some parts. If you study Veda, there are a lot of mantras in Veda itself which talks about hands of Indra, and Indra being very beautiful. Vishipri is he has a very beautiful chin. So Veda does not totally contradict that God doesn't have a form. It describes forms of God in Veda itself, in mantra itself. So there is no contradiction. I will show some slokas from Puranas also. So when you talk about Puranas, basically every Purana should have 5 lakshanas. They say Sargasya, Pratisargasya, Vamsho Manavanicha, Vamshanu Charitam Cha Kapi Puranam Pancha Lakshanam. So it should have 5 lakshanas. Recently, you must have heard some Puranas which are very, very peculiar. From, I think, Tamil Nadu, there is some Purana which is actually not Purana, Jambava Purana. There is nothing like Jambava Purana in our literature. Somebody has created it and they are giving a lot of publicity to it, that it is very, very authenticated book. It is not a Purana. If you read 18 Puranas, the names of it, there is no Jambava Purana in that. So it should have Sarga, Pratisarga. So what is Sarga? Sarga is nothing but creation. So in between creation, there are dissolutions and creations also. Then Vamsha, what is Vamsha? Vamsha is the lineage of the kings and sages. Then it should have the description of all Manvantaras and the description of the kings also. So these are the 5 Lakshanas which every Purana has. And every Purana, it does describe all this. And what is Itihasa? You must be knowing what is Itihasa. Itihasa, it does happen. So, of course, we have only 2 Itihasas, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Even in Ramayana and Mahabharata, there are a lot of events described regarding Purana. And I should, it's a small request that when you talk about Purana, don't use word like mythology. Mythology is a word which is invented by British scholars. Mytha means myth, that is fake or something like that. So don't apply this term called mythology to Puranas. We have a separate word for Purana. So whenever you are speaking about Purana, call it by the name Purana only. Don't call Puranas as mythology. Mythology is a myth which doesn't apply to Puranas. And of course, a lot of people say that 18 Puranas or 18 Upapuranas are being written by somebody, but not Vyasa. They say that this is particularly proposed by some Arya Samadhis or particularly Christian missionaries. They say that 18 Puranas cannot be written by one person called Vyasa, but Purana doesn't accept it. And when you go to each Purana every Purana doesn't belong to Kalpa. Everybody must be aware that there is what is called as Kalpa. You know what is Kalpa? Kalpa is a period of 432 crore years, which is the day of Brahma. And then the night of Brahma is also a Kalpa, which is 432 crore years. So like that, we have many Kalpas which are gone by. When you read Sankalpa Mantra, it says that, it clearly says that Dvitiya Parardhe Tveta Kalpe Vaivatsvata Manavantare. When you understand this Sankalpa Mantra, it says that Brahma, it is the second half. Para is 50. So Dvitiya Parardhe is second half, second 50 of Brahma's life. And in that, it is the first year, first month and first day of Brahma. That is what Kalpa says. So imagine how many Kalpas have passed by. So when you calculate this according to Purana, Brahma's age will be 155 lakh crore years. That is the time duration of Sanatana Dharma. So it is eternal and ever new. So, what the point which I am trying to make is 18 Puranas, they don't belong to single Kalpa. They belong to different Kalpas. They belong to different Kalpas. That's why there are little variations in each Kalpa. That is the reason we have what is called as Kalpa Veda. That will also, I'll explain that. So each Purana is being narrated by somebody to somebody. Example I am giving, this is Devi Bhagavata. In this Devi Bhagavata, the Devi herself is describing this Devi Bhagavata to Vishnu. So, but again, during the end of or during the Sandhya time of Dwapara and Kali, Vyasa Bhagavan has re-narrated all these old events into 18 Puranas. Actually, Purana is one, history is one, but for our convenience, Vyasa has divided all these Puranas into 18. It is only one. So, Devi Bhagavatam example I will give. Devi is narrating this Purana to Vishnu. Likewise, if you take Vishnu Purana is being told by somebody to somebody. So in each Purana, this description will be given. who is narrating to whom. Example again, Bhagavata Purana is being narrated by Sukha Maharshi to Parikshit Maharaj. So like that, each Purana is being told by somebody to somebody. And this I said, no, Vyasa has, this is a sloka in Devi Bhagavata, which says that seeing the advent of Kali, Vyasa has divided Vedas into many shakhas. Likewise, he has composed 18 Puranas, including Mahabharata. And again, there is one version of Ramayana which is being told by Vyasa also. That is also available now. So, Purana is very clear in who has written it. I should not use the word written, it is being composed, because Vyasa has not written any Purana. He has told these Puranas to his Shishyas. The exception being Mahabharata. Mahabharata is composed by Vyasa and written by Vigneshwara. So like that. And again, Purana, how is it important? Why is it important? This sloka in Devi Bhagavata says that Shruti and Smruti both are important. They are two eyes of the God. Shruti we know is Veda. Smruti is Itihasa, Purana, Dharma Shastras, all these are Smrutis. So Puranam is his heart. Puranam is the heart of the God, and that's why we cannot neglect Purana. We should read, we should study Vedas, Upanishad, and also study Itihasa and Puranas, because they are very, very important. And then there is a rule that Shruti is Pramanika, the first Pramana, next comes Dharma Shastra, next comes Purana. So that is the line with which we should follow. Again, Purana never contradicts Vedas or any Itihasas. So that is the general rule. So the first thing is there is no contradiction. Most of the people, because they don't study either of them, we should study Purana and Veda also simultaneously to understand. One example I will give before I go forward. When you study Veda, in Vedas, this time limit is not given. What is Kalpa? 432 crore years. This is not given in Veda. Unless you read Purana, the time limit and all that is not given in Vedas. So that's why we should read both Veda and Purana, Itihasa. So again, the second part. Why is the names of Ram, Krishna, all the avatars are missing in Vedas? See, what is Veda? According to my understanding, it is the rule book. It talks about the rules, how creation occurs, and what are the different tattvas. So, the simple example which I give is, if you take the example of building a house, so clay, mud, bricks, sand, all these are tattvas. With these tattvas, house is built. So likewise, Veda also gives the tattvas called devatas in Vedas. They are the tattvas. With these tattvas, creation occurs and history happens. So this is the simple rule with which we can understand. And why Vedas doesn't have the names of gods of Vishnu and all that? It does have. For example, if you take Krishna Yajurveda, the mention of also names of avatar also occurs. Even in Upanishad, there are Upanishad like Chandogya Upanishad, where Krishna is being mentioned as Devaki Putra. So the Vedic part does have avatara names, but only thing is, if you take only Mantra Bhaga, then the problem comes. And then a lot of people, of course, claim that gods doesn't have form, but Sanatana Dharma doesn't agree with that. Sanatana Dharma says that God has two forms, Nirguna and Saguna. Nirguna is the form of God which is spread everywhere. So, and Saguna form is the form which has a Rupa. So, Of course, there are a lot of mantras in Shukla Yajurveda which are being mistranslated and mispropagated also. Like mantra like Shukla Yajurveda 32 Adhyaya, 3rd sloka. They say Natasya Pratima Asti. This mantra is being misquoted by most of the people. Because Pratima doesn't mean form. Pratima means measure. God doesn't have measure. It's the mantra simply want to say that God is infinite. He is infinite. Pratima doesn't mean idol only. Because Sanskrit language in one word has many meanings. And again in Shukla Yajurveda chapter 40 and 8 mantra, which is otherwise called Ishopanishad, it mentions, it describes about the Nirguna form of Parabrahma. So it is not a contraindication between Purana and Veda. And of course in Puranas, Itihasas also, there is lot of, there is mentioning of God with forms. Again, there are symbolic gestures, symbolic forms that I will tell. So the third point is very important. Who is the supreme God in Sanatana Dharma? Who is the supreme God? Because in Vishnu Purana, Vishnu says, I am supreme. In Shiva Purana, Shiva says, I am supreme. So who is the supreme God? If you read 18 Puranas, the supreme God as per Purana is Bhagavan Krishna. He is the supreme God. That's why when you read Bhagavad Gita, he says, I am the father, mother, and everything. If you read Bhagavad Gita, it's a like gist of all Upanishads, Vedas, and Puranas. Supreme God, according to Sanatana Dharma, is Krishna. From Krishna, all the tattvas like Vishnu, a lot of people misunderstand that Vishnu comes from Krishna. Krishna comes from Vishnu. That is what we understand. But if you read 18 Puranas, Vishnu comes from Krishna. That is the gist of most of the Puranas. So according to Itihasas and Puranas, the supreme God is Krishna. From Krishna, Mula Prakriti comes. From Mula Prakriti, there are 3 types of Vishnus. Karanodaka, Shirodaka Sai Vishnu, and Garbhodaka Sai, 3 types of Vishnus. When I say Vishnu, Vishnu is not a single entity. There are different tattvas at different levels. Likewise, when I say Shiva, Shiva is not a single entity. There is Sadasiva, there is Parameshwara or Maheshwara, there are Rudras. So Shiva tattvas are also in different levels. What is called as hierarchy system. So yeah, so there are some mantra, some slokas in. Why I have taken Devi Bhagavata is Devi Bhagavata integrates most of the Puranas. So that's why I have taken Devi Bhagavata. So in Devi Bhagavata there is an interesting sloka where the Rishi is asking, if Krishna is the supreme God, why is he worshipping Parvati and Maheshwara who has come from him? See, generally I don't worship somebody who has come from me. But here Krishna is worshipping Maheshwara and Parvati. And in Puranas also, you see sometimes Vishnu is worshipping Shiva. You see in other Purana that Shiva is worshipping Vishnu. Why is this happening? Because this is because of the hierarchy system. And Sanatana Dharma doesn't believe in single Big Bang or single universe. If you read Puranas, according to Puranas, there are billions of universes. Billions of universes. If some, most of you must be aware that recently I am trying to mix a little science also here. James Webb Telescope has been sent into space in the last 10 years. And James Webb Telescope says that even there are galaxies before Big Bang. Galaxies before Big Bang. Scientists used to think that the oldest galaxies are only 13.8 billion years old. Nothing is there before. But now James Webb Telescope has also discovered galaxies which are much older than the age of Big Bang. So Big Bang, the start of the universe is not after 13.8 billion years ago. It must have existed before that. So this goes more in favor of Sanatana Dharma, because according to us, the universe is 155 lakh crore years according to our Sanatana Dharma. So it goes more in favor of that. So there is a hierarchy system in Sanatana Dharma. So that's what I want to emphasize. And if you understand the concept of Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, then it becomes very easy. I said there are billions of universes. In each universe, there is Paramatma, there is Devi, and then there is Shiva, who is called Sadasiva. Sadasiva is the Nirguna Parabrahma. He is spread everywhere. From Shiva comes Maheshwara, from Maheshwara comes Vishnu, from Vishnu comes Brahma, from Brahma all other gods, demons, humans, Gandharvas, everybody. So there is a hierarchy system. Again, all these billions of universes, they come from Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, who has come from Krishna and Devi, Mula Prakriti. So there is a hierarchy system. So that's why there are a lot of slokas in Devi Bhagavata. I will show this interesting sloka here. So see this sloka. From the Mula Prakriti are born Brahma, Vishnu and Hara. So Mula Prakriti is superior to all these three. Generally, when we talk about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, we think that only these three people are superior. There is nothing beyond them. But actually, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are not superior actually. Mula Prakriti is superior than these three tattvas of God. So there are a lot of slokas in that. Of course, there is a interesting incident in Devi Bhagavata. Devi Bhagavata speaks about a event where Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are created. And they see that the universe is devoid of anything. There is no earth, there is nothing. So they are confused how to do creation. So they will pray to Devi, and Devi comes immediately there. And Devi comes there, and they are greatly bewildered. So what she does is, Devi creates a beautiful car. It is not actually car, it must be some sort of spaceship. So Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they will get into that car, and Devi will take this Rudra, Brahma and Vishnu to another universe. She will take these three people to another universe. So this is a beautiful example in Sanatana Dharma about a travel between one universe to other universe, which we call as, it is not a traveling within the universe, it is a travel from one universe to other universe. There they see Vishnu, Rudra and Brahma in another universe, same like them only. So when they go there, we saw five-faced, three-eyed Bhagavan Sri Shankara. Who is it? And then there is another Vaikuntha in another universe. So like that, this is a beautiful sloka. So Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh of this universe, they realize that we are not alone. There are other universes where Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are also present. So all this, what are being written in Purana, these are very wonderful, because these are the things which scientists are speaking today. Scientists are speaking about travel from one universe to other universe. So that's why in Devi Bhagavata and in Vedic literature, Devi is supposed to be the supreme creator, but she is the Shakti of Krishna. She has come from Krishna. So that's what the Puranas speak about. So here this sloka says, she is the source of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Without her, nothing will move. So she is very, very powerful. And imagine, a Sri Shakti has been described as the supreme force in Vedic Purana. And, of course, I will show some slokas which talks about billions of universes. Yeah, see this sloka. Now rescue us from this great difficulty, O Mother, ruler of the endless crores of Brahmandas. Sanatana Dharma speaks about multiverse theory. It speaks about billions of universes, not single universe, not a country like some other religions which are around us now. It speaks about the highest concept. In this sloka also see, thou art the mother of endless crores of universe. There are billions of universes according to us. And the ruler of these billions of universes are Krishna and Mula Prakriti. From them, everything comes. So this is the concept. So how does Krishna create all this? Out of the will of the Sri Krishna to create the world, Mula Prakriti comes out of Sri Krishna. So of course, we know about organization called ISKCON. ISKCON speaks about Krishna being the supreme God. They are right. They are right as far as this is concerned. But the only problem is ISKCON, knowingly or unknowingly, they try to degrade other gods. For example, they don't speak good about Shiva. This is the problem in most of the organizations. We should talk about our scriptures, what is written there. But thing is, if you try to highlight Shiva and try to degrade Vishnu, that's a problem. And again, there are organizations which speak good about Vedas, no problem. But don't insult Puranas. They give so much of information. And of course, we also have a lot of sampradayas. I don't find fault with sampradayas. You can have Ishtadevata. I like Shiva, but don't insult Vishnu. If you like Vishnu, no problem. But don't insult Shiva, because all these Devata Tattvas have come from one source. Why do you want to highlight one god and insult other god? Our Puranas don't agree with that concept, that somebody is superior, somebody is inferior. Because in our Puranas, Krishna worships Shiva. So does it mean to say that ISKCON is wrong or right? So we should not do that. We actually, Sanatana Dharma is the only monotheistic religion with different powers, different tattvas. It is a true religion. And of course, there are a lot of things, but I will. So this is a sloka in Devi Bhagavata which says that Krishna divided himself into two parts. Left is Mahadeva, right is Krishna. So every Devata Tattva in the universe comes from Krishna. Of course, how creation occurs, it is a very, very important topic. Probably we can do a separate session on how creation occurs in Sanatana Dharma. The creation in Sanatana Dharma is very much scientific. Whatever latest scientific concepts are being proposed by scientists, it exactly fits that concept. So there are billions of universes according to Sanatana Dharma. And then the most important thing is the part 4, Tamasika Puranas. There are a lot of Puranas are basically 3 types: Satvika, Rajasika, and Tamasika. Why should have these Puranas? Why should we have Puranas in different categories? See, not everybody understands the same concept. People have different understanding. And not only that, because we are living in Kali Yuga, we have a lot of people who call themselves as Nastics, who try to degrade our scriptures. For example, we talk about Shivalinga. They say Shivalinga is actually the sex organs of Shiva. This is actually a blunder. But a lot of people are propagating this false narrative in the market. Shivalinga is nothing but the universe itself. Linga is it is not the term denotes a symbol. Shivalinga is a symbol of universe. If you read Linga Purana and Shiva Purana, you will understand it. Unfortunately, most of these so-called pseudo-seculars or left-leaning intellectuals, they don't understand Sanskrit, so they cannot interpret our Puranas correctly. But for last 70 to 80 years or 200 years, they have been insulting our gods and ascribing all false narratives. So there are three types of Puranas. And when you are reading Tamasika Purana, you have to be extremely careful not to misinterpret it. If you read Tamasika Purana also, according to the rules and regulations laid down by our gurus, you will not confuse it. So what are the examples of Tamasika and Satvika Puranas? This is a sloka from Garuda Purana. It says that Bhagavata is the highest Purana. And if anybody wants to read Puranas, I advise them to start with Bhagavata Purana because it's a wonderful Purana. You will really love it. So again, what are the examples of Puranas? Here it is saying that Matsya Purana, Kurma Purana, Bhagavata Purana are Satvika Puranas. And then there are Puranas which are Skanda, Padma, they are Rajasika Puranas. Then Shiva Purana examples are they are Tamasika Puranas. So particularly when you are reading Shiva Purana, you have to be extra careful. If you get confused, you can consult some guru and ask them what is this. They will explain you what is this. So remember that there are three types of Puranas. That's why we have to be very careful, particularly when you are reading Tamasika Purana. And there is a sloka in Padma Purana which says that the narration is in Tamasika Purana is being purposefully written like that. Purposefully it is written like that. So this is an important sloka from, I will read it in English. The Satvikas are the one who he will give salvation and are always auspicious. O goddess, the Tamasaras are said to be the cause of hell. Vyasa, people say that Vyasa Bhagavan has written Tamasika Purana in that way so that people who are abusing our Puranas, they will go to hell. That is the purpose of Tamasika Purana. I am not sure because that's how Padma Purana narrates. So the fifth most important point is, are there any contradictions in Puranas? Because I said that in Shiva Purana, Shiva says, I am the supreme being. Then in Vishnu Purana, Vishnu says, I am supreme. And in Brahma Purana, Brahma says, I am supreme. In Bhagavata, Krishna says, I am supreme being. In Devi Bhagavata, Devi says, I am supreme. But who is supreme? I already told you that supreme God is Krishna. From Krishna comes Devi. So take an example. In my house, who is supreme? I am supreme. It's something like that. So when you take Shiva Tattva has three parts: Sadasiva, Maheshwara, and Rudra. So in Shiva Purana or Shaivik Puranas, Shiva is the supreme God. And again, I said there is a hierarchy system. So if you study Puranas from a guru which believes that all Puranas narrate the same thing, you should not have confusion. So if you want to particularly read about Tamasika Puranas and study them, have a guru. Guru will tell you which is right and which is wrong. What is Shivalinga? They will give explanation. But if you go to a leftist, they will say Shiva Purana is nothing but the sex organs of Shiva, which is a blunder. The Puranas doesn't agree with you. So next is, you should know the language. You should know Sanskrit. When I say linga means symbol. It doesn't mean penis. But people are giving these false narratives. And that's why we should read. You should have a guru. If you don't have guru, no problem. But at least to understand Purana, don't go to Google, don't go to WhatsApp universities, don't read all these Facebook forwards, because all these Facebook forwards, WhatsApp messages, they are being spread by people who hate Sanatana Dharma, who want to destroy Sanatana Dharma. Don't take language, don't base your language on WhatsApp universities. That is my simple advice. So, I will give how Puranas correlate with Vedas or with each other. You must have read Ramayana. In Ramayana, you see that there is something called golden deer, who is nothing but Rakshasa Maricha. So Maricha takes a form of golden deer and comes to Sita, so that this golden deer will divert Rama and Lakshmana from Sita, and Ravana will come and abduct Sita. If you read Ramayana, entire Ramayana, Ramayana says that Rama has killed golden deer and he goes back. But in Devi Bhagavata, there is a correlation that the Sita who is abducted in Ramayana is actually not the original Sita, it is Chaya Sita. And not only this, the Maricha, the Rakshasa who is being killed by Rama attains moksha. This is given in Devi Bhagavata. It is not given in Ramayana. So you can also correlate Itihasas with Puranas. Like that, there are plenty of examples. Again, in as far as you know, in Ramayana, there is no description of who is Ravana and Kumbhakarna. This is being given in Puranas. This Ravana and Kumbhakarna are none but the Jaya and Vijaya who reside in Vaikunta. These two people are being cursed by Sanaka Sanandana. So they take 3 janmas and they go back to Vaikunta. So you can always have clear-cut correlation of Puranas with Itihasas. And of course, there are a lot of examples. There is a interesting event in Vishnu Purana. In Vishnu Purana, there is a question which is being asked by the to the narrator. He says, if Vishnu kills somebody, they should attain moksha. The simple concept is, anybody whom Vishnu kills, they will get moksha. So the Rishi asked, why is that Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipa, they are killed by Vishnu, but still they did not get moksha. Second time they are born as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Even second time, again the same Vishnu kills them, still they are born again during Mahabharata time as Shishupala and Dantavakra. So why is that they did not get moksha? For that, the explanation which is being given is, during the time of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipa, both of these people are thinking that this is not Vishnu, this is some sort of animal. Hiranyaksha thinks that this is not Vishnu, he is a boar. Hiranyakashipu also thinks that this is not Vishnu, this is some sort of peculiar creature who has half human, he is half lion. So he did not get moksha. Now, during the time of Ramayana, Ravana and Kumbhakarna thinks that Rama is not Vishnu, he is some sort of human. But during Mahabharata time, you observe that Shishupala is abusing Krishna every time. But sages say this is not abuse, this is praise. Every time he's saying, Krishna, you are that, you are this. So he is praising Krishna every time. Same with the other person. So when they are killed third time, they get moksha. So this is the explanation which is given in Vishnu Purana. This is not given anywhere else. So imagine the wonderful Puranas, 18 Puranas, more than 4 lakh slokas. There is not a single contradiction. there is some explanation which is given here, some explanation is given somewhere else. They don't contradict with each other. And then we think about Surpanaka also. Surpanaka is born as Kubja in Mahabharata. But of course, there are some differences because of Kalpabheda. During Kubja time, she attains moksha. Surpanaka did not get moksha during Ramayana. She is reborn as Kubja, and Krishna gives moksha during Mahabharata time. This is what is given in Mahabharata. This is not given in Ramayana. So we have to correlate between each kalpa. And lastly, I will finish with this sloka regarding kalpa Veda. See, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all this will happen in each kalpa. In each kalpa, Ramayana happens. So we don't know how many times Ramayana happened, how many times Mahabharata happened in different kalpas. If you go to Garuda Purana, in Garuda Purana, there is a description about different kalpa. And sorry, Markandeya Purana. Because Markandeya is a sage who has attained immortality. He doesn't die. So he has seen different kalpas in his past. He has seen plenty of Ramayanas also. The same thing is described in many other literature. So here is a classical example. How is Ganesha born? General classical description in Shiva Purana is that Ganesha's head has been cut off by Shiva, and then elephant head has been replaced. So Shiva Purana is describing, because of the difference in kalpas, there are several stories of birth of Ganesha. In Shiva Purana, the classical description is Ganesha's head has been cut off by Shiva and replaced with elephant. Whereas in other Purana, the description is different. The description is totally different. Saturn, Shani cast his evil sight on Ganesha and the head is cut off, which is being replaced by elephant head. So all these differences are because of the fact that these events have happened in different kalpas. This is not contradiction. This is not contradiction. They happened in different kalpas. And we call this as kalpa bheda. So these 5 points, you will get some gist of what is Puranas, how you should read them. And of course, you can start reading them with Bhagavata Purana, because it's a wonderful Purana. If you read Bhagavata Purana, then we can go to Ramayana, Mahabharata. You can read Vishnu Purana, then Shiva Purana. 18 Puranas are wonderful. Unfortunately, all Puranas are not available in the market even today. TDP has been making some effort. They have came up with some Puranas. Unfortunately, again, they are not printing them. The printing has again stopped. So that's why there should be some organization, I hope, will print all 18 Puranas without any distortion, and they should give us so that we can read this wonderful literature. And of course, the entire purpose of reading Puranas is that we should go to sattvic tendency and attain moksha. Thank you so much.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Thank you so much. Really, you took us to different universe. Now let us see if any questions are there in the chat box.
Yeah, there are questions in the chat box. Which is the easily understood Bhagavata Purana? I mean, author.
The ISKCON has Devi Bhagavata Purana, but it is very extensive. Even Geetapur Gorak Press has wonderful translation, so we can read them.
Okay.
Geeta Press.
Where can we get your books? I mean, the books that you have published. They want to know where can be obtained.
My WhatsApp number is there, sir. That I will display.
Okay. You
You
can
can call my number and get the books.
You can just say your number. I can type it so that others can see it.
9000
9000
274 345.
274 345. Okay, I have posted this, and others can contact you and get it. Yeah, there are no questions as such here, but for this, and then they have enjoyed the lecture. So, questions, Babu Garu,
Yeah,
over to you.
there are a few people who want to ask you questions, interact with you.
Hemalata Garu had one more question which I'm not able to see. I saw it in between. You can repeat, Hemalata Garu.
Okay, let us take first Hemlata garu. Please.
Sir, thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. Sir, I wanted to ask, you said Krishna is the supreme God. So that should we think that Dwapara Yuga was the best Yuga because Krishna was born during that Yuga?
We were unfortunate that maybe we have existed in some form during Mahabharata time. There is a beautiful sloka in Bhagavata Purana where Lord Brahma says that Gopikas are so lucky that they are playing with Krishna. I get emotional, sorry about it.
Okay. And like we had some Mahabharata sessions previously. So sir was mentioning over there that when it comes to dharma, so Rama is considered as the complete idol of dharma. So in during that Treta Yuga, and during Dwapara Yuga, dharma was idol for dharma was Dharmaraja. So what do you comment on that, sir, with respect to Krishna and Dharmaraja then in Mahabharata or in?
They do a lot of comparisons. They do a lot of comparison between Rama and Yudhishthira.
Okay.
Of course, Yudhishthira is a straightforward person. Even during killing of Dronacharya, he doesn't he says no.
Ashwatthama-hatah.
Ashwatthama-hatah. He says Kunjaraha.
Yes.
He is such a sane person. And similarly with Rama, in Ramayana,
He kills.
Vibhishana says that Indrajit is doing some yajna. Once he does some that yajna, his chariot and he will become invisible and they will get very powerful. Because before he performs that yajna, I will take Lakshmana, go and kill him. Why did not Vibhishana call Rama?
Okay.
Rama will say he'll wait for the chance. He said, let him do that yajna, then I will go and kill him.
Okay.
See, this is dharma. Rama will never do what is not dharma. He will do according to dharma. So there is a comparison between the Yudhishthira and Rama, of course, true.
Okay. So like Rama killing Vali from behind. And so there is some like something controversy about the dharma. So these are the things which people generally quote, which who are not belonging to Sanatan Dharma, and they say your God also has done this and all that. He is not dharmic and all that. So these questions have to be answered, sir, so that we can explain to them, even kids of today's generation.
In entire Ramayana, there is not even a single sloka which says Rama has killed from behind a tree. There is not a single sloka.
Okay. So all this we are seeing from movies and
Rama was standing in front of Vali.
Okay.
He is not standing behind tree. There is not a single sloka in Ramayana. He was standing in front of Vali, and he has fired a arrow, and the arrow hits in the chest of Vali. So where is Rama? Rama is just in front of him.
In front of Vali. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
just
he's
from
not
movies
behind it.
that we see these things. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, now Pantul garu. I think you have to unmute.
మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు గుడి గారు.
నమస్తే సార్.
నమస్తే.
This Sanatana Dharma as formed from the creation of Brahman. When the Brahman was born or created Dharma from the ancient one, it is considered the ancient one. That means the Brahman is the origin. From that origin, the different universe might have developed. The told that there are billions of universes. So you see, each universe might be, one could be the leader. So originally, as per this, from the classes from the beginning, what we heard, Brahman has created the entire universe. That's the wonder. And now we are saying that there could be the different universes. Is it right, sir?
Yes. There are billions of universes according to Sanatana Dharma.
But originally, first one is the Brahman.
Actually, Puranic literature doesn't agree with that concept, sir. God has form. Krishna has a form. Even in Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka where Krishna says that you may think that I am in this form now only. My form is this from infinity. That sloka explains the slokas which I have shown. Devi Bhagavad.
Okay, that means from the Brahman, all Vedas were came. From that Vedas, this Itihasas, Puranas might have come. From Vedas only, later on this Puranas has come. So this subsequently for each Purana, say Shiva Purana, Shiva says I am the supreme. And Vishnu Purana, Vishnu says I am the supreme. These are all origin from Vedas only.
Yes.
Isn't Vedas only. So Veda is the root for all these Puranas, Itihasas.
No, sir. From my understanding, you can contradict me if I am wrong. There are a lot of
I don't have that much knowledge.
there are a lot of slokas in Upanishad itself which says that Itihasa Puranas are fifth Vedas, Chandogya Upanishad. And the concept that Vedas have come first and Puranas have come later, even this concept is not being contradicted. Everything has come from the God at a time. Upanishad, Vedas, Puranas are the breaths of God. That's what Upanishad says. Of course, I don't have a reference ready, but there are a lot of slokas in Upanishad which says that everything has come at a single time. But only thing is our literature is arranged in some layers. Vedas are first. They are arranged in layers. It is not that they are come first or last. Everything has come at a time, but they are arranged in Vedas. Vedas, Upanishads, Aranyakas, Brahmanas, Itihasa, Puranas. They are arranged in layers. And each layer explains a particular concept of God. Vedas explain about creation and how it occurs and what are the creative powers. And then how yajna is being done. Upanishad explains the Antima, the Vedanta of all the Vedas. And then again, when you come to Itihasa Puranas, it narrates the past and what is going to happen in future also. Because not only past, Bhavishya Purana talks about future. And if you read Bhavishya Purana, you'll be surprised what is going to happen 4 lakh years later, it is being told now. Bhavishya Purana talks about Bhagavan Kalki, who is yet to come 4 lakh years after our time. So, Puranas and Itihasas are the past or future, is the narration or the story, whatever you call history. History and Purana is not similar, sir. History is what we know now. It describes from birth to death, but Purana, Itihasa, they go beyond birth and death. They describe billions of births and deaths, what will happen. Because if you see Purana, in Puranas, you take about Bharata example. King Bharata, he was born as a deer, then he was born as Jada Bharata. So Purana describes billions of births also of a single person, whereas history describes only from birth to death and what happened during that time. So
other
all of
question,
them
sir?
have come at a time, sir. That's what I understand.
Right, sir. Thank you. Then one more question, sir. This Hiranyakashipa and Hiranyaksha, they took rebirth in different periods, like Ravana, like that. This is just like human beings who have prarabdha karma. So until the prarabdha karma is completed, we will not get moksha. Likewise, this Hiranyaksha and other Ravana Brahma, all these things they have to fulfill this prarabdha karma. That's why they took it in different forms. What I feel.
Yes. Yes.
So they get moksha only after, because then since their childhood they blamed the god, they blamed the dharma. They have carried on their prarabdha karma for next generations. That's what I feel, sir. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
right. The other ones are last question.
Okay.
Sir, only one
Panchal
question,
garu,
sir. Only
Panchal
one
garu,
question, sir.
1 minute, Panchal garu. I want to say one thing,
Sir.
that we have to take a test also, and only one day has today only. If you have too many questions, we will.
Only one question, sir. Last question. Permit me, I will ask. Only one question. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Right, sir. Sir, you told Lord Ganesha Genesis is having different forms. So far, now we have only one Genesis, that is Lord Shiva has cut his head and it is replaced with elephant head. What are the other forms of Ganesh forms?
No, the form is same, sir. Only how he comes into existence, there is a difference. In Brahma Vaivarta Purana, description is different. In Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Saturn, Shani, cast his evil shadow on Vigneshwara so that his head cuts off. So Vishnu himself goes and gets the elephant head and joins it. That is described in Brahma Vaivarta. But here in Shiva Purana, description is different. In Shiva Purana, Lord Shiva himself cuts the neck. Now, why Vinaka is in such form, we already know. There are some descriptions that that Rakshasa will get only killed by person who has a different form. He has different form, like head is elephant, body is human. Then he should be twice born. He should be born and again die. So Vinayaka is in that form. So the form is same, but how we come into being is different in different Puranas. This is because of Kalpa Bheda. I will give another interesting example. In Padma Purana, there is Ramayana description, but this Ramayana is not the Ramayana which we are reading now. In Padma Purana, Maricha comes to abduct Sita before marriage with Lord Rama. Is it interesting?
Yes, sir.
There is little bit difference.
With Kalpa Vedas. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijay garu. Sorry.
Hare Krishna, sir. First, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. I have two questions, sir. Since you come from a medical background and based on your biodata, what I understand, you were kind of atheist. So, and then you started reading this Puranas, then the Vedas, etc. So was there any time when you were doing this study wherein you felt, oh my God, this really has a very good scientific base? I wanted to understand your personal experience there. And second question, which I'll keep it very quick. I always felt that Kumbhakarna sleeping for 6 months could be related to some kind of a disease, like bears that sleep for hibernate, right? For 4-5 months they hibernate. So do you think any such possibility there?
First question is, when I started reading Bhagavata, because I am basically a science student, so when I started reading Sanatana Dharma, lot of correlation between science and Sanatana Dharma occurs. Because in religions, lot of religions, they say creation is only 6,000 years old. And 6,000 years old, like nobody can believe creation being only 6,000 years old. According to us, it is 155 lakh crore years. That is the age of Brahma. Infinite. And when you see science, science says that the life on earth has evolved some 2000 to 200 crore years ago. Sanatana Dharma says Sankalpa Mantra 197, very close. These are some examples why I believe Sanatana Dharma is science. We say, science says that there are 7.6 plus or minus 1.3 million species on earth. That is what science says. This is, of course, a mathematical calculation. Scientists have not gone into the depths of ocean to see how many creatures are there on earth. 7.6 plus or minus 1.3 million species. What does Sanatana Dharma say? 84 lakhs. Same. Take this mathematical calculation, 84 lakhs. Perfect. How does sage know? How does Rishi know there are 84 lakh species on earth or in the universe?
True.
See, there are so many things. Again, Bhagavata or Puranas, probably they are written 5,000 years old. How does it talk about multiverse universe? How does it talk about the gods going from one universe to other universe? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Imagine they are written some 1,000 years old, some 1,000 years ago. Still, how does Rishi know there is multiverse?
True.
So, what is written in Sanatana Dharma scriptures is beyond anybody's imagination. It is wonderful. People may say that it is all guesswork. How much will somebody guess? Will somebody guess that we can travel from this space to that space? This is guess. 84 lakh species is a guess.
It can't be.
Everything is a guess. How is it
can't
possible?
be. Yeah.
It's not possible.
And there is a consistency between Puranas and Vedas, wherein you can say, okay, someone has written this Veda, say, 2,000 years back, and someone has written it after other one few thousand years down the line. But still there is a consistency. You won't find any discrepancy between two Puranas, I don't know what it is called, Upanishads and Vedas. So I'm sorry if I'm not using right words, but yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. In fact, the reason I started, I'm sorry, I know we have an exam today, so I have few more questions, sir. But I think
put it in the mail. You put it in the mail. We will take it up.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Of course, Kumbhakarnas is not an actual disease. There are no diseases, but it's a curse.
Oh, okay.
He invited that curse onto himself.
Okay. Sir, may I ask one last question, if you don't mind? I think it's important. See, you did mention about the way you were saying that there is so and so objection, or people say that who comes first, Shiva or Vishnu, etc. Do you think it's a necessity, or it is necessary for us to create all these kind of questions which are being asked, particularly by who are against Sanatan Dharma, and have some kind of a common book or something which says that, okay, you asked this question, but there is a scientific reason behind this, and this is how we debunk your question. Do you think it will help, particularly seeing the onslaught on our Dharma?
We should know what is our Dharma. Without knowing our Dharma, we cannot answer these questions.
Yes, correct.
We should know them.
Okay.
Leave about science. Does Sanatana Dharma scriptures, do they stand to logic? 100% they stand to logic.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, once again. Thank you.
Okay, Kalyan garu.
Shubhoday Mahoday. Sir, I need some question here regarding that Veda Vyasa born for Parashara and Satyavati. Okay. Is there any relation in between? Why? Because Satyavati is a Matsyagandhi. She was born in the lower caste, and Parashara is a completely Brahman. Is there any relation between these two persons, Satyavati and Parashara? Why choose Vedavyasa was born between these two persons? Any ideology was behind on this? Because Vedavyasa has given n number of Puranas to us. Okay. Is there any history between these born Vedavyasa for Matsyagandhi. And
Destiny.
same way, Mahabharata Matsyagandhi will call the Shantanu Maharaj, and that to be a second marriage also is there for her. Why does Vedavyasa was born for these two couples?
That is the destiny. She is destined to become the what do you say, the main cause behind Kauravas and Pandavas, Bhishma and all that. So she is destined. That's why it comes. And in olden days, there was no caste. The concept of caste is never there in Sanatana Dharma. It is entirely to do with Varna. And even if you take Rigveda, there are about 400 rishis in Rigveda. You will be surprised that almost of the 400 rishis, 40 of them come from the background of Chandalas, Shudras, and there are women rishis in Rigveda.
Yeah.
There is no discrimination in Sanatana Dharma. People claim that there is discrimination.
Okay, thank you. Now, BRC Murthy garu, ekkuduన్నారు?
నమస్కారం అండి గురువు గారు. జస్ట్ 3 క్విక్ క్వశ్చన్స్, దానికి 1 or 2 సెంటెన్స్ జస్ట్ రిప్లై నాకు సరిపోతుంది. ఒకటి, ఈ బ్రహ్మ అంటే ఆయనకి పూజనీయుడు కాదని ఏదో భూమరికి శాప పెట్టడం ఒకటి, సరే శివుడు కట్ చేయడం ఒకటి ఉంది. ఇది ఎక్కడ భగవంతుడి యొక్క స్తోత్రాలు ఎక్కడ ఉండవు. ఎందుకని తామస గుణం రిప్రజెంటేటివ్ కాబట్టి ఆయనకి ఇవ్వలేదా? ఎందుకు, ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి దీన్ని? అసలు ఎక్కడ పూజలు ఎలా ఉండవు, ఎందుకని? ఒకటి.
ఇది మనకు శివపురాణంలోనే ఉంటుందండి. ఇన్ శివపురాణ దేర్ ఇస్ ఏ event which describes why Brahma fifth head has been cut off by Shiva. Actually, Brahma and Vishnu, they will have a little fight. వీళ్ళిద్దరికి మధ్యలో ఒక విభేదం వచ్చి ఎవరు సుపీరియర్ అనే ఒక సందేహం వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు శివుడు అంటే ఎవరంటే, శివుడు నేను చెప్పాను కదా 3 తత్వాలు ఉంటాయి. త్రీ లెవెల్స్ లో శివుడు ఉంటాడు. సదాశివ ఇస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ శివ. సదాశివ అంటారు. సదాశివ అంటే నిర్గుణ పరబ్రహ్మం. ఆ నిర్గుణ పరబ్రహ్మం నుంచి మళ్ళీ మనం శివుణ్ణి ఒక రూపంలో ఆరాధిస్తాం. వి వర్షిప్ శివ ఇన్ ఎ ఫార్మ్, అంటే మానవ రూపంలో త్రిశూలం పట్టుకొని, దట్ ఈస్ పరమేశ్వర. అండ్ అగైన్ రుద్ర. హూ ఇస్ రుద్ర? ఒకసారి బ్రహ్మగారే శివుణ్ణి అడుగుతారనమాట. హి విల్ ఆస్క్ శివ, ఓ పరమశివ, నువ్వు నాకు కొడుకుగా పుట్టు అంటారు. ఆ శివుడే బ్రహ్మగారికి కొడుకుగా పుడతాడు రుద్రుడిలాగా. సో ఇవి డిఫరెంట్ లెవెల్స్ లో ఉన్నా అన్నమాట. సో వీళ్ళకి విభేదం వచ్చినప్పుడు లింగం అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ యూనివర్స్ అండి. మీరు యూనివర్స్ ని చూస్తే గుడ్డు ఆకారంలో ఉంటుంది. ఈవెన్ బిగ్ బ్యాంగ్ జరిగింది అనుకుందాం, గుడ్డు ఆకారంలో ఉంటుంది. సో ఈ గుడ్డుని మీరు నిలబెట్టలేరు దేని మీద. అప్పుడు ఏం కావాలి అంటే, దాన్ని నిలబెట్టడానికి ఒక వేది కావాలి. ఆ వేదియే అమ్మవారు. అంటే సింపుల్ గా పురాణం చెప్పే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటంటే, శివుడు స్థిరంగా ఉండాలంటే అమ్మవారు కావాలి. బికాస్ మన ప్రకారం అమ్మవారు సుపీరియర్. ఈ అమ్మవారు వేది, దాని మీద శివలింగం ఉంటుంది. సో వీళ్ళిద్దరు వేదం పుట్టినప్పుడు నా అంతం ఏంటో తెలుసుకోండి అని అంటే, బ్రహ్మగారు పైకి వెళ్తారు, విష్ణు కిందికి వెళ్తాడు. బ్రహ్మగారు అబద్ధం చెప్తారు. అక్కడ నేను ఎంటిని కనుక్కున్నాను అని ఏదో పుష్పం ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని ఎవిడెన్స్ గా అడుగుతారు. అబద్ధం చెప్పాడని తల తీసేస్తారు శివుడు. అందుకే నీ పూజ లేదు అని. అంటే ఇది ఉపమానంగా ఉన్న కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. బేసిక్ గా విశ్వంలో 3 రకాల గుణాలు ఉంటాయండి. ఈ గుణాలన్నీ కూడా అహం అంటారు కదా, ఈగో, దాని నుంచి వస్తాయి. సాత్విక, రాజసిక, తామసిక. సాత్విక గుణంలో అబద్ధాలు చెప్పారండి, చాలా స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఉంటారు. విష్ణు
You can tell in English, it will be nice.
Yeah. So Vishnu has Satvika Guna. Satvika Guna, he doesn't lie, he doesn't do anything. Brahma has Rajasika Guna more. Because why he should have Rajasika Guna? Without Rajasika Guna, he cannot create. For creation to occur, he should have Rajasika Guna. He may lie sometimes. That's why Shiva has removed Brahma's head. But for that, he also suffers. That skull is supposed to get fixed to Shiva's hand, and he has to do some Bhikshatana to get rid of this skull. Kapala Moksham antaru. So, of course, there are symbolic also. You cannot literally take it as a story, as human, but there are some symbolic gestures. When you say that Brahaspati's Tara has been married to some other person, these are not humans. These are symbols. The Purana is speaking about planets. It is not speaking about humans. These are planets which are being described as a human form. In English, this is called as anthropomorphism. That stars, constellations are described as humans. Anthropomorphism.
ఇంకోటి సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్, క్విక్ క్వశ్చన్. ఈ పుణ్యకర్మలకి ఇలాంటి ఫలితాలు ఉంటాయి, లేదా ఈ పాపకర్మలకి ఈ ఫలితాలు ఉంటాయి. ఈ గరుడ పురాణంలో కొంత ఉంది. ఇక డీటెయిల్ గా అసలు ఎక్కడైనా ఉంది ఏమైనా పురాణాల్లో ఈ మంచి కర్మకి ఈ ఫలితం, ఈ చెడు ఇలా అలా ఏమైనా నేరేషన్ లాగా కోడ్ ఆఫ్ కండక్ట్ లాగా ఎక్కడ ఎందులో ఉంది?
చాలా ఉన్నాయండి. గరుడ పురాణంలో చాలా వరకు ఉంటాయి. In every Purana does mention all these good deeds.
ఉంది గరుడ పురాణంలో, అంటే మంచి కర్మలు కూడా ఎట్లా ఉంది అట్లా ఏమన్నా రెండు కలిపి ఎక్కడైనా ఒక చోట ఉన్నాయా ఓ పురాణం?
Yes, sir. Even Ramayanamlo ఉంటుంది. If you read Ramayana, when Lakshmana, when Bharata goes to Rama to get him back to Ayodhya, Rama tells so many things. Bharata, are you doing like this? Are you doing like this? Are you doing like this? He gives so many examples. I think Ayodhya Kanda 100th Sarga. He gives so many good deeds. See, our dharma has taught how we should be. Our dharma has taught, and we are grateful to our dharma. Whereas in other religions, it doesn't talk about what is good and what is bad. You go to this country, you kill people, you take away women. That is what these Mleccha religions teach them. That's why they are doing all these Hamas. Why are they doing all this? Their book has taught them like that.
Okay, now there are two more waiting. What we do is that we will request them to ring up Raju garu and then talk to him. We have given the number to. Can they call you, sir?
No problem, sir.
Just call Shishikar garu, please, and also Rameshwara garu. Please call him and talk to him. And
Call or WhatsApp message to him. I think it would spoil his time, so they can post the message. He'll get the answer.
ఐడి అన్నారు, ఎక్కడుందండి మీరు అన్నారు మెయిల్ ఐడి అని?
మెయిల్ కాదండి, నంబర్ ఇచ్చాము వాట్స్ ఇది చాట్ బాక్స్ లో. సో నోట్ డౌన్.
చిన్న క్వశ్చనేనండి.
లేదండి, టైం అయిపోయిందండి. సారీ.
అయితే I am not marketing, but you can read my book. సనాతన ధర్మంలో చిక్కుముడులు లేవు అని ఒక బుక్ ఉంది. అది ఒకటి చదివితే చాలా వరకు ఆన్సర్స్ వచ్చేస్తాయి మీకు.
ఇట్స్ అవైలబుల్ ఆన్ ది
సనాతన ధర్మంలో చిక్కుముడులు లేవు. You can get this book in most of the bookshops in Kachiguda, Koti. They are available there.
Okay, that's nice.
Kachiguda book depot కదండి?
Kachiguda లో అక్కడ బుక్స్ షాప్స్ వెతకండి అంతే.
Sir, tell one book in English also.
Unfortunately, I have not written any book in English, but if somebody want to translate this into English, I'll be ready to publish it.
There are many people like that.
Big book.
Okay, in our course, somebody may volunteer and work with Raju garu. That will be great. Now, Kaipa Rameshwara garu, still your hand is up.
Sir, నాకు చిన్న అనుమానం సార్. నమస్కారం డాక్టర్ గారు.
అది కాదు, అనుమానాల తర్వాత అనుకున్నాం కదా.
అంటే లేదు, ఒకటే మనకు దీని ప్రకారము మొట్టమొదట ఒక మూల ప్రకృతి ఉద్భవించింది. దాని నుంచి ఆమె ఈ ప్రపంచ పరిపాలన కోసం 3 భాగాలుగా విభజింపబడింది అని నేను ఎక్కడో విన్నాను. అది ఏ పురాణంలో ఉంది సార్? అది
అన్ని పురాణాలు తీస్తే అలాగే ఉంటుందండి.
ఆది సృష్టిలో ఒక ఒక బ్రహ్మాండమైన వెలుతురు ఉద్భవించిందని, దాని నుంచి ఆమె ఈ సృష్టి కోసము సృష్టి స్థితి లయకారకులను నియమించిందని దేవి భాగవతంలోనూ లేకుంటే భాగవతంలోనూ క్రియేషన్లోనూ ఉంది. అది అది ఎంతవరకు అంటే అప్పుడు దీన్ని బట్టి ఆమె మూల ప్రకృతి చాలా గ్రేట్ వీళ్ళ ముగ్గురి కంటే కూడా అనేది మనకు ఇన్ఫరెన్స్ వస్తుంది. దాని మీద మీరు ఏమైనా చెప్పగలుగుతున్నారా సార్?
దేవి భాగవతంలో ఉంటుందండి, అమ్మవారే సుపీరియర్.
అమ్మవారే సుపీరియర్. అందుకోసమే ఏదైనా మనము మాతృరూపంలో.
Stop the questions now, please stop the questions.
Let us go for Prarthana now. Arun Kumar garu. Thank you so much, sir.
Raju garu.
In a very short span of time, you have filled us with so much of information. And in a rapid fire, you have given so many points. And we take some time to digest and understand all of them. We'll definitely get back to you with our questions. Thank you so much. Arun Kumar garu.
స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతాం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహీమహీషాః గోబ్రాహ్మణేభ్యః శుభమస్తు నిత్యం లోకాః సమస్తాః సుఖినో భవంతు కాలే వర్షతు పర్జన్యః పృథివీ సస్యశాలినీ దేశోయం క్షోభరహితో బ్రాహ్మణాః సంతు నిర్భయాః అపుత్రాః పుత్రిణః సంతు పుత్రిణః సంతు పౌత్రిణః అధనాః సధనాః సంతు జీవంతు శరదాం శతం సత్యం వద ధర్మం చర స్వాధ్యాయాన్మ ప్రమదః మాతృదేవో భవ పితృదేవో భవ ఆచార్య దేవో భవ అతిథి దేవో భవ సర్వే భవంతు సుఖినః సర్వే సంతు నిరామయాః సర్వే భద్రాణి పశ్యంతు మా కశ్చిద్ దుఃఖభాగ్ భవేత్. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. సర్వే జనాః సుఖినో భవంతు. స్వస్తి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ధన్యవాదములండి అరుణ్ కుమార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. వెరీ అతి ఉత్తమమండి. నౌ let us recite జనగణమని. చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. जय हिंद.
జై హింద్.
जय हिंद.
ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు.